Hello students, let us take up the next kind of conic section, which is hyperbola. So we'll first consider the definition of a hyperbola. A hyperbola is a set of all points in a plane, the difference of whose distances from two fixed points in the plane is a constant. So as you can clearly see, it is similar to the definition of ellipse, but with the slight difference that in case of an ellipse, the sum of the distances of two fixed points was a constant, whereas in case of a hyperbola, it's the difference of the two of the distances of any point on the hyperbola from two fixed points, which is a constant. Now here, the term difference that is used in the definition means the distance to the farther point minus the distance to the closer point. Like for example, the shape of a hyperbola is these two curves together, means one part of the hyperbola is this and one part is this. So any point on this, suppose we take P to be a point on this part of the hyperbola, then the difference of its distances from two fixed points f1 and f2 will be found as pf2 minus pf1, which is the bigger distance minus the smaller distance. Same way, if q we take as any point on this side, the value of the constant would be found out by the distance of q from f1, which is the farther of the two points, minus the distance of q from this closer point, that is q. So we can write it as pf2 minus pf1 equal to constant, and qf1 minus qf2 is equal to constant. Now let us do some important terms and definitions. Now we have similar terms what we did in ellipse. Okay, so foci of a hyperbola. The two fixed points are called the two foci of hyperbola. As you can clearly see, in case of ellipse also we had a similar definition, that the two fixed points from where we were measuring the distance were called the foci of the ellipse. Same way here also, the two fixed points are called as the foci of the hyperbola. Then center is the midpoint of the line segment joining the two foci, which again is the same as what we did in ellipse. That is, center is the midpoint of the line joining the two foci, and which also coincides with the midpoint of the two vertices. Now here also we will see that, but let's first do transverse axis. Transverse axis is a line through the foci, and which is similar to something which was called as a major axis in the ellipse. So what the role being played by major axis in ellipse, the corresponding role is played by transverse axis in a hyperbola. That is, it is a line through the two foci. Now conjugate axis is the line through the center and perpendicular to the transverse axis, okay, which is at par with the minor axis of the ellipse. That is, conjugate axis, we draw a line through the center perpendicular to the transverse axis. Now next is the vertices. It's a point of intersection of the transverse axis with the hyperbola, same as that of ellipse. So here we see that this is the hyperbola. These are the two foci. The line joining the two foci is called as the transverse axis. The midpoint of the foci is called as the center. Now through the point of intersection of the hyperbola with the transverse axis, which are A and B, are called as the two vertices, and the midpoint of the two vertices, line joining the two vertices, also coincides with the center. Now through the center, if you draw a line perpendicular to the transverse axis, we will get another axis which is called as conjugate axis. Now here, the only difference, like there are 2-3 differences between an ellipse and a hyperbola. In case of an ellipse, the foci were inside the ellipse and the vertices were farther away from the center. So the distance of the foci from the center was smaller than the distance of the two vertices from the center in case of an ellipse, whereas over here the foci are much farther away from the center as compared to the two vertices. Second one is, as you all know, that ellipse is a closed figure, whereas this is an open figure. This also extends indefinitely in this direction. This extends indefinitely in this direction. And the third point, and a very important point, is as against an ellipse where the minor axis also had a fixed length, here conjugate axis there doesn't meet the hyperbola anywhere. So in order to find the length of the conjugate axis of a hyperbola, we define the length of the hyperbola depending upon the relation which exists between AB and C. So relation between A, B and C, here also we will take same notations for A, B and C. Distance between the two foci is 2C. Distance between the two vertices is 2A, which also happens to be the length of the transverse axis. And then we define a quantity B as, on our own we are defining the quantity as square root of C squared minus A squared, that is B squared equal to C squared minus A squared. And so for a hyperbola we have C squared, as we know it is bigger than both A and B. So C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. And the length of conjugate axis is taken as 2B. Just as the length of minor axis in case of an ellipse is taken as 2B. So we have similar terms, distance between two foci 2C, the length of transverse axis which is at par with the major axis is 2A, length of conjugate axis which is at par with the minor axis of the ellipse is 2B. Now to find the constant, that is the difference of the distance of any point lying on the hyperbola from two fixed points F1 and F2. Now for that we will take any of the two vertices A or B. In particular, the vertices also lie on the hyperbola should satisfy the condition for being on the hyperbola. So let us consider the point P to be A. Now, so for A to be on the hyperbola, the difference of its distance from the focus which is farther away from it to the focus which is nearer to it will be a constant. So we get AF2 minus AF1 equal to constant, but AF2 is this distance OA plus OF2, which is A plus C, and AF1 is OF1, which is C, minus OA, which is A, and so we get A plus C minus C minus A is equal to constant. C and C gets cancelled and we get constant equal to 2A, which is also the length of the transverse axis. So here also the length of the value of the constant is 2A. Now we take the next thing, that is eccentricity of a hyperbola. Now just like an ellipse, the ratio E is equal to C upon A is called as the eccentricity of the hyperbola. Since for a hyperbola C is greater than or equal to 0, the eccentricity is never less than 1. And in terms of eccentricity, the foci are at a distance of AE from the center, because from here if you solve for C, we get C is equal to A into E, and which is always greater than 1. Now let us consider the standard forms of a hyperbola. A hyperbola, just like an ellipse, a hyperbola also is said to be in the standard form, which is also the simplest form of hyperbola, if the center coincides with the origin and the foci are on the two coordinate axes, that is the x-axis or the y-axis. Accordingly, there are two standard forms. First is the horizontal hyperbola, where the foci lie on the x-axis. So obviously the vertices, the transverse axis all lie on the x-axis, and the foci lie on either side of the origin. So this is the horizontal hyperbola. The coordinates of the center, as the center coincides with the origin, would be 0, 0. The vertices A, B and the two foci F1, F2 as well as the transverse axis, they all lie along the x-axis. It's only the conjugate axis which is along the y-axis. So the coordinates of the foci would be plus minus c comma 0. Coordinates of the vertices would be plus minus a comma 0. Now the second standard form is the vertical hyperbola, and here the foci and both the vertices lie on the y-axis on either side of the center, which is the origin. And so here we have center is the origin, AB, which are the two vertices, and F1, F2, the two foci, they all lie along the y-axis, and only the conjugate axis lies along the x-axis. The coordinates of center are 0, 0. Coordinates of the vertices are 0, a plus minus a, and the coordinates of the foci are 0, plus minus c. So with this, I end my session today here, and you can just revise all these things, and in the next video I'll be discussing the equations of the hyperbola, the latus rectum, and some questions. Thank you.